Hi guys, I'm Zara with ZaraPhD.com and author of Minimalist Homeschooling, and I'm talking to you today about minimalist homeschooling and exactly what it is. So this will be the first tutorial in a series of tutorials, and basically what happened is the presentations that I gave at the Great Homeschool Convention in spring were highly sought after, but I know that we're all very, very busy. So instead of doing 45-minute or hour-long presentations, I decided to break it up into small, bite-sized pieces. So I'll be coming to you for about 5 minutes regularly to go over an introduction to minimalist homeschooling, introduction to me, and also how you can get started, taking sort of baby steps to get started with minimalist homeschooling in your own home. So today, hi, I'm Zara Fagen, and like I said, I'm the author of Minimalist Homeschooling, and I also am the creator of Simple is the New Smart, which is an online masterclass for minimalist homeschooling. And I am a homeschooling mother of 4. My husband and I own 2 businesses that we run together. And I have the PhD as in neurobiology from the University of Chicago. So I was originally trained as a research scientist. And I started homeschooling somewhat reluctantly. I had no intention to homeschool, but when my oldest was ready for kindergarten, he actually didn't want to go. And he said, why do I have to go? And I didn't have a good reason, because I'm not the type of person to say, well, that's what everybody does, right? And so kindergarten wasn't even required in our state. He was already learning a lot of the skills that he would learn in a traditional kindergarten environment. So we kept him home, and 1 year turned into another and turned into another. And I now have 4 kids. The oldest is 5th grade. Then I have a 3rd grade, a 1st grade, and a 2-year-old. And so after a couple years, we were quote unquote successful in our homeschool in that my children were learning what they needed to learn in an age appropriate way. However, I was miserable. I was exhausted. I was so overwhelmed, and I was doubtful. I was never sure if I was doing enough, if I was doing it right. We were busy all the time, but I wasn't quite sure what we were accomplishing. And I realized that living that way, homeschooling that way, was not sustainable. And that if I was going to keep homeschooling for the sake of my children, I needed to get serious about how we homeschooled and how I viewed homeschooling and how I viewed my role in homeschooling. And I needed to get clear on what on earth we were doing, right? So if any of that sounds like you, you're in the right place. So what came about was minimalist homeschooling. So you've probably already heard of minimalism. This started out as an artistic movement where you would imagine canvases with a lot of empty space and very sparse artistic expression. And then it turned into an architectural movement, which is also very no frills, a lot of open space. And more recently, it's taken on a cultural meaning. So the minimalists advocate, their definition of minimalism is having exactly what you need and love and removing the extra so that you can focus on what is most important. So that is the definition that we take for homeschooling. And doesn't that sound like an awesome way to homeschool, right? So having just enough of what you need and love, removing the extra so that you can focus on what is most important. So the reason I love minimalist homeschooling and that I've decided to spend my time teaching other moms how to do this is because what if you could change from being doubtful to being confident? What if you could change from being busy to being calm and relaxed? What if you could change from being overwhelmed to being productive, from a sense of chaos to a sense of peace, from being unhappy to being content or even joyful in your homeschool? And I know it sounds like a tall order, but that's exactly what I gained from minimalist homeschooling. And so I would argue that you can gain more by doing less. Okay? And the way we do that is because it's not that we always need to focus on more or that we need to do more. It's that we need to focus on less. So let me say that correctly. It's not always that we need to do more. It's that we need to focus on less. And so here's how it works. If you simplify by focusing on what's most loved and most needed, you do the most important things really well. Okay? If you remove the extra in your schedule, in your resources, in your plans, then you don't dilute and distract from the most important things. And if you clarify your goals, your values, your priorities, then you gain confidence in what you are doing instead of doubt from what you're not. Okay? And if we replace this idea of completion with achievement, then we totally shift our mindset. So completion and achievement are not synonymous. Both require time and energy, but only achievement guarantees our satisfaction with the outcome. And so that is, in a nutshell and very oversimplified, the way that minimalist homeschooling allows us to actually gain more by doing less. And so minimalist homeschooling really is this mindset shift from getting it all done to valuing what we do. So that's all for today, and I will see you again soon when I'll talk about exactly what minimalist homeschooling is not in the second tutorial. And in the meantime, you can check out the blog. It's at www.zaraphd.com. You can also join our Facebook community. That's facebook.com/groups/minimalist homeschooling Zara. I'll put some links in with this video, and I hope to see more of you soon. Until then, I'm wishing you all the simple things. Bye-bye.